You're PCSing to Hawaii and you've got a lot of things to figure out and get done. And one of those most important things is BAH. First, if you are eligible and you can get BAH, is it even worth it? How much is it? Should you live on post or off post, right? These are the things that you're also, trying to figure out in your head with everything else that's going on, right? And this big move that you're about to do. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to go and show you my favorite BAH calculator that I like to use to really give an idea of what you can expect to get paid for BAH. And we're going to also talk about if it's worth it, whether you should live on post or off post, if that may be the best thing for you and your family. And we're going to get after it right now. What's up, you guys? It is Ryan Strong. I'm a real estate agent out here in Hawaii, more specifically on the island of Oahu. I'm also a fellow veteran, former Army combat medic. And if you're new to this channel, we cover everything about Hawaii. We cover, the up, down, left, right, the good, the bad, the ugly. So if that's something that you love hearing about and learning about, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video about Hawaii or the PCSing to Hawaii process. And honestly, I'm getting calls, texts, emails, a ton of people reaching out about their move to Hawaii, and I absolutely love it. So if you want to get a hold of me, go ahead and shoot me a text, shoot me an email, however you want to get a hold of me, because I got your back when moving to Hawaii. All right, now let's talk about your PCS to Hawaii, and this video more specifically about the BAH, okay? We're gonna jump into my computer and we're gonna look at a BAH calculator, one of my favorite, that can give you a great estimate about what you should expect for BAH, whether you have dependents and your rank and everything else. Now, disclaimer, this is not, oh, Ryan said I'm gonna make this much money and I don't make that much money. This is to give you an estimate and an idea of what you can expect to wait for when you do PCS to Hawaii, and you can start figuring things out in your head, okay? Now, this is not a guarantee, okay? Just to make that clear, I want that to be clear. This is just, you can use this calculator to give yourself an idea. There's gonna be a link in the description. Go check it out, play around with it to give yourself that mental, okay, this is what I can expect with BAH, with my rank and my dependents, if I have any, and if I'm even eligible. And so now we're going to jump into the computer and we're going to play around with this thing a little bit. And then afterwards, we're going to talk about whether, living on post or off post is the right fit for you, and maybe how you can use your BAH to start making the smart investments. All right, jumping inside the computer, we are at the veteransmortgagesource.com. Again, veteransmortgagesource.com, as you can see on my screen. And they have a ton of calculators and a ton of resources in here for you at your disposal, okay? You can see on the right here, they have a list of all calculators. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and check that out really quick. So we've got an affordability calculator. See what affordability options are available when planning for a mortgage with the perfect payment plan. Renting versus buying, which we're gonna get into in a little bit. You got debt consolidation, refi, payment calculator, prepayment savings calculator, qualification, military pay, right? Get your COE here, which is your certificate of eligibility. You got free seminars, all things like that, okay? Let's go ahead and go back. And now we're gonna look at the 2021 military pay calculator. How much am I paid? Again, this is just give you an idea, okay? So by using your rank, years of service, number of dependents, and location, this calculator expresses your basic pay, basic allowance, or basic housing allowance, and your basic allowance for subsistence. Jesus. All right, sorry about that. Woo. That was a tongue tire. So let's go ahead and check it out. Pay grade, we're going to leave it at E5, and they got it in 6 years. We'll do 5 and 5. And if you do not have any dependents, and we're gonna go there, so you can see that your basic is 2,978, your BAH is 2,412, your BAS, I'm not even gonna try to say that word again, we're just gonna roll with the acronym, $386.50. And so this is what your total pay will be. Also, but this doesn't include COLA, okay? And we're gonna do a COLA calculator next. But this doesn't include COLA, which is another amount that you get paid, okay? So you can see that you're obviously going to make a decent amount of money while you're stationed out here in Hawaii. But So these are the reasons why we say start investing in yourself, right? When you have the opportunity to, why not? So, and we're going to get into that, but let's go ahead and adjust. Let's play around with this calculator some more. So we're going to do we'll go E6. We'll do 7 years, and we're going to say yes to dependents. So in E6, your basic pay, they got $3,455.40 here. BAH is $3,012. BAS is $386.50. And so your total from these three alone right here is $6,853.90. Now, again, as we stated, if you look at the bottom here, the information provided by these calculators is intended for illustrative purposes only. Same thing as my information and me just saying it. It's just illustrated purposes only, not intended to purport actual user-defined parameters, right? We're just giving you the heads up on what you can expect so that you can start deciding what the best course of action is for you. Okay, let's go ahead and check out. Now remember, you want to make sure you're checking the right county. You can see here. So out here in Hawaii, Honolulu County is if you're stationed on Oahu, where you've got Schofield Barracks, Wheeler Army Airfield, Tripler Army Medical Center, Hickam, Pearl Harbor, Kaneohe Marine Corps Base. And so I've actually made an entire video that is dedicated to showing you and plotting these points where these bases are so that you can get an idea of where your duty station is going to be. But you want to make sure Honolulu County is checked. Hawaii County is the Big Island. Kauai is out there by itself. And then we got Maui. Okay, so these are the 4 counties, but make sure you have Honolulu checked. Now let's go ahead and do another one. We'll give an officer, we'll do that. We'll go 03, and we'll put it at 10 years with dependents. So in 03 with 10 years in service, let's go a little less. We'll go 8 years. So it still stays the same, but $6,628.20 for basic. Your BAH is going to be $3,507. Your BAS is $266.18. Total, you're looking at $10,401.38 while you are stationed out here on Oahu. So you can see that these things obviously change, and then you have to adjust for, years in service, pay grade, and these types of things. But again, the Veterans Mortgage Source, veteransmortgagesource.com, has a ton of calculators and a ton of resources at your disposal for you to really help get an idea on what your course of action. Should you be buying? Should you be renting? Should you live on post? Should you not? These are the things that can really help out. And we're going to get my buddy Ridge, who's a lender with the Veterans Mortgage Source out here on Oahu, to really come in and give you guys a better idea of, the VA loan and using the VA loan in Hawaii and these types of things. So definitely be on the lookout. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell for those videos with myself and Ridge talking about the VA loan. And also, Ridge is a veteran. He's a Marine veteran, so his perspective on living in Hawaii and his pros and cons. Because, you've seen my pros and cons videos and those types of things. If you haven't, you should go check it out. But, to get another person's perspective out here too. We briefly touched on COLA, which is a cost of living adjustment for overseas. And you do get that when you are stationed out here in Hawaii. It is considered OCONUS. And so I went ahead and I pulled up defensetravel.dod.mil, which is obviously military website, and it just kind of goes over COLA, which is the page that we're on right now. The overseas cost of living allowance is a non-taxable allowance designed to offset the higher overseas prices of non-housing goods and services, right? It affects approximately 250,000 service members at 600 locations overseas, including Alaska and Hawaii, right there in the first paragraph, okay? Approximately $2 billion is paid in overseas cost of living allowances annually. Now, I don't know if this is going to be your first time receiving COLA or not, but there is a COLA calculator as well, which is over here in the right side. We're going to go ahead and click on this tab, and we're going to calculate the COLA, right? So overseas COLA calculator. To calculate your overseas COLA rate, select the year, month, period locality name or code and member information from drop down below. Click calculate when complete, right? So year 2021. Let's go ahead and keep it at May, and period 1st through 15th. Locality code, COLA index, or we can select the location by name. Excuse me. If you just hit the drop down, see how many Alaskas there are. So we're gonna get to the H's, right? In alphabetical order stuff here. A lot in Germany. All right, there we go. So Hawaii, it says Hawaii Island of Hawaii, Kilauea. That is, unless that's you. You got Maui, Molokai, Kauai. You got Oahu. Okay, if you're getting stationed on Oahu, there we go. So we're gonna choose this one. Okay, your pay grade. Let's go ahead and go with E5 again. Years of service is probably more than 2, so we're gonna go with that you made 5 in your first 4, right? You're super soldier. Number of dependents, if you have any, this can affect it, so we'll adjust this here in a minute. And living in barracks, no. So let's calculate this, and you can see that another window popped up, and you're gonna be getting an extra $186.67 as an E5 with 4 years of service and no dependents, and this is non-taxable, right? So see how this one just has its own little, equations, and this is only for, this is only for a 2-week, like a pay period, okay? Right, this is just for one pay period. So you can see up here, pay period would be May 1st through May 15th, okay? Sorry, wrong. Let's go ahead and check out if we added dependents, okay? Let's go ahead and say you've got 2 kids, and this is then the 1st and the 15th, okay? So another tab opens up in E5, 4 years of service, 2 dependents. You're looking at another $241 in this pay period. We went over how much you can kind of gauge as far as what you might be expecting to get with BAH when you are PCSing to Hawaii and you're in Honolulu County. Okay, now the next question is, well, should I live on post or off post? And this is really up to you and what you're comfortable with and your preferences. I know my relative who has decided that, they didn't want to deal with home ownership in Hawaii. They didn't want to deal with the high cost associated with it. And so they decided to live on post. And while I am highly against this decision, it is not mine to make, and that's their preference, and that's what they're comfortable with, and that's fine. A lot of people that do come here will live on post for the first year before deciding that they are ready to buy a home off post because they wanted to take some time to get familiar with the island and the areas on the island and where they would like to live. They do a lot of exploring. So that's what a lot of people, military PCS in Hawaii, take that route as well. My personal opinion, again, don't give it back, okay? The reason, obviously, I know that you're not giving it back to the government necessarily. It's a private company and all that stuff. But essentially, right, that's kind of what we're doing. Don't invest in yourself, right? Invest in a long-term wealth building strategy for yourself, okay? Homes in Hawaii appreciate differently. Homes in Hawaii appreciate on average about 3.4% annually, and that is most likely going up as we speak because of what is happening with the market right now, with the low inventory, the high demand, right? So playing into old economics here, but don't give it back, invest in yourself. That is what I always believe. And this BAH that you're getting, just think of it as the military buying you a home. Now we start talking about preferences of home and preferences of areas, right? Because the size and preference of home that you may want may not be even feasible in the area that you are looking for, okay? You may have to start branching out to some of the other areas on the island to be able to afford a home that fits your needs and meets your criteria, right, and your lifestyle, but it's going to maybe be a farther drive from the base, okay? That's when you get to Hawaii, or if you even start doing your homework before you even get here, you're going to start to notice that, holy crap, these homes are maybe a little bit older, or the areas where they are newer are a little bit out of the way. Like So you got to start to figure these things out, and you got to weigh your own pros and cons as to what you're willing to sacrifice and what you need that fits your lifestyle, okay? But like I was saying, so what a lot of people do when they do PCS to Hawaii is they will live on base for a year or less, and then they will decide, as they're exploring the island and things like that, what area is best for them. Plain example would be Mililani. Mililani has a lot of older style homes, and Mililani is not cheap. Mililani is a pretty expensive area. To find a single family home in Mililani that's going to be less than $750,000 is a rare commodity. Okay, so you're going to be, and a lot of people that move to Mililani or live in Mililani, they don't move that often. A lot of them plant their seed and they stay there, right? Or the military will rent out the home in Mililani because they know it's going to appreciate. Okay, then you may start to look at some other areas, some other military communities or family-friendly communities if you're moving here with dependents, and homes that are newer, right? So that these investments appreciate over time, and you start to develop equity, and then you can maybe rent it out, and then you can cash flow it and these types of things in the future. But so if you are, an E6 with 2 dependents and you're receiving over $3,000 in BAH, then you can find a spot for your family, right? And then you are building your equity as you're paying, or as the military is paying your mortgage, right? And then when it is time for you to PCS out of here, you can turn and sell it if you'd like to, okay? Or you can hold on to it and let it cash flow for your family, and now you have another stream of income other than the military. These are just strategies that I always love to talk about. I always love to help people understand the power of what you have in your hands right now. With being in the military, you essentially have a stable job that pays you decently, but with the BAH and things like that out here too, you can take advantage of it and really start developing a plan for, what happens when I get out? What do I have when I get out other than a hurt lower back and maybe some, pain in my knees, right? So I love talking about these strategies. You can get on a Zoom with me. We can talk about these things, and we can go through the market. We can even check out some virtual homes and things like that. We can just talk about the areas too, if you'd like to, get a gauge on the areas. And I have a ton of that stuff on my website as well. I've helped families, really just coaching them throughout the process as far as, okay, well, but what are you comfortable with? Okay, well, let's talk through this. Maybe you do need to stay on base for a little bit so that you can explore. Or are you looking to get into the market right away when you get here? We can definitely make that happen as well. I'm getting off my soapbox about that. But again, guys, I get people calling, texting, email all the time that are PCSing to Hawaii, moving to Hawaii, and they just have questions. They maybe just want to talk about areas. I absolutely love it. And if you want to get a hold of me, you got to give me a call. You can shoot me a text. You can send me an email. However you'd like to get a hold of me, I got your back when PCSing to Hawaii.